Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about determining whether two quantities are proportional. Now, before we had it written out where it actually gave us a fraction here and a fraction here, and it had the word and what we talked about was setting them equal to each other and deciding whether that was a true statement. What we're going to do here is essentially the same thing, but really we have a table full of numbers, so we have to figure out what x and y are. And really, it's just that. What you want to do is you have four options. You can choose option number one. You can choose option number two. You can choose option number three. And you can choose option number four. The problem is you actually have to choose more than just one of these. In other words, you actually have two of these. And it doesn't come across that way because this says tell whether x and y are proportional. So what it looks like is I need to choose a value of x, put it here, choose a value of y, put it here, and determine if they're equal. Well, we can already look at that and see 1/2 is not 3, 1 is not 6, 3/2 is not 9, not 2 is not 12. But that's not actually what we're doing. What it's saying is we need to tell whether a ratio of x and a ratio of y are proportional. Really what it means is this is x or y. This is x or y. In other words, that's why we have four options. We have to choose two of them. One to be this x and come over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the easier numbers. That's number 2 and number 4. On this side, I'm going to work it real quickly, just how we can have one of these answers we have on the left, how we can find this, and how it's always going to be the same answer at the end, yes or no. Now remember, this phrase right here means, tell whether means give me a yes or a no. Why doesn't it just say that? Fancy wording, that means the same. We don't always say yes or no. We say, tell me whether or not you think this is true. So what I want to do is I want to create a fraction where x is over y. So I'm going to get 1 for my x here over 6. That's where I get these two numbers. So I chose option number 2, and again I'm choosing option number 4. Oops, color coordination helps. I'm going to choose option number 4 because these are easier numbers than fractions. So since I put 1, this one here, I need to put this 2 in my numerator here. The reason being is since I started with x on the first fraction, I have to start with x on the second fraction. Then I put 12. So remember what we did before was we went ahead and cross-multiplied. Sorry, here we go. This, for color coordination purposes, should be black. There we go. All right, so we did cross-multiply last time as one of our methods, and that means this is 6 times 2 is 12. And 12 times 1 is also 12. Since these two numbers are the same, the answer to the question of tell whether these are proportional is yes. Now, I could go through and do the decimal as well. I could take 1 divided by 6, and what I'm going to get is 1 divided by 6 equals 0.166666666, just repeating, right? Then, or sorry, let me write that down, because remember, this is a second way. I'm just going to do this to say second way. So 0.16 repeating. And then I'm going to take 2 divided by 12, and I'm going to get 0.166666. And these two numbers are the same. So again, my answer is yes, they are proportional. Now let me show you that it doesn't matter whether you use fractions or not. So if you have the opportunity, I don't disagree that you can avoid it. I'm not saying you should, I'm saying you can. Because if I took this same idea, but instead I'm going to choose option number 1 and option number 2 over here. So option number 1 says 1/2 divided by 3. I'm going to set that equal to and ask, is that equal to? Well, here I'm going to do the same fraction of 1 over 6. So you can see I have the same 1/6 here and here. I just used a different combination to start with. Well, what I could do is I could take 1 divided by 2, which is my half, and I'm going to get 0.5. Then I'm going to hit my divide sign again, divided by 3 equals 0.16666, repeating. And I already know from over here that 1/6 is also 0.16 repeating. So it doesn't matter which combinations we choose out here, as long as we choose the same order when we calculate, that's what's going to matter. So we're able to choose any two combinations of x and y, create them as a fraction, choose another combination of x and y for another fraction, and we can either cross multiply or we can use their unit rates to see if we get the same number. If we do, our answer is yes. If we don't, our answer is no. If you have any further questions, make sure to email those to me tonight. Stay safe, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.